so-called what we did in the meditation. It is an experiential learning. Are you at ease, comfortable, carefree? Then what happens? Mind moves with and lives with, and it is not carried away by anything happening in the mind. Then there we discover an observer. That observer is not carried away. It is the witness, it is the seer. We are in the state of mindfulness. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences and bring the hands down. How are you, Stephen?
It was a very different experience for me. The moment I closed my eyes, I felt this tingling in my fingers, and it took my attention to the only thing I was focused on was this tingling in my fingers, and it wasn't about get away from it, stop thinking about it. I thought about nothing but the tingling, and then my hand started vibrating. And I
Yes.
just observed this vibration in my hands. And all of a sudden, I felt this surge of energy come through my crown and hit down to my spine. And I actually felt myself jerk out of it, like waking up from falling asleep. I don't know. It was just that feeling. And then I was absorbed completely into the meditation, and it was nothingness until you started chanting.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful experience. We'll discuss about. There are two ways of awakening the kundalini. One is a traditional way that we all know, a lot of practices, and other way is this method of nothingness. So there are only two masters who followed this path, and that can only happen when the mind is pure. How are you, David and Jerry?
Good morning, sir. It was a great practice, and I really enjoy the difference between the Monday, Thursday, and the Saturdays because they kind of come from different aspects of it. But early on in this practice today, I just developed my own mantra: is I am carefree, and it created this very high level of filter. And the only thing I let through that filter were your words, nothing else, by just continually chanting, I am carefree.
Yeah.
So consequently, it was extremely deep.
Beautiful. That is the way. You should become your own master. So when you say that, I created my own mantra, yes, I appreciate that. I am carefree all the time. Talking to my master, so one day he said that I don't make any students, I make masters. So he was referring that, he is saying, you have to become your own master. How are you, Jerry?
Thank you, sir. Really good. I think that the meditation was great. I don't really know too much to say about the meditation. The takeaway for me from the lesson was clearly that if we're living from that inner place, our essence, then we will always take the right action at the right time.
Right time, yes.
And when we know that, right, oftentimes I think the non-seeker is always focused on something changing.
Yeah.
And so they're the furthest away from what's never changing.
That's a beautiful point. You see, these are revelations, when you all share your experiences, they all are revelations. But once these revelations stay there, remains the part of my whole existence, the life changes. Beautiful. How are you, Rakesh?
Thank you, sir. Sir, during this non-practice, I realized I had no desire at all. And when I had no desire at all, that means I was complete.
Yeah.
And that completeness given me a lot of happiness inside. And
Beautiful.
during the practice, I was just observing what is going on inside me. That is how.
Good. Just check it. The sense of completeness takes over the mind completely. The life changes. This mind is not going to be crazy. How are you, Sam?
Very good. Um, yeah, it's very helpful to know that the peace is not something you have to chase after.
Good. Very good point. The peace is not a thing to be, we need to be chasing. Yes, we have to chase other stuff, just balancing. How are you, Terry?
I became aware of my all my projections, and in the beginning I went into the darkness and I had like a pulsing,
You good?
like a, I don't even know if this matters, but it was like a horizontal line, but it was oscillating like a radio wave,
Ah,
and like that. And I was aware of all the levels, and I mean the sheaths. I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know if it was all of them, but
that is okay.
all of
Yes.
them. I was aware of a lot of things at the same time, and it was like a storm almost of things going over me. And I think what David said was helpful about the filter.
Yeah,
And it's almost like you have to let those awarenesses were like a distraction from the real self, sort of making noise so that I couldn't feel it. So letting them go was what I guess it was like a practice, but I didn't want to be doing a practice because it's a non-practice, but that was happening.
that was happening. Beautiful. Today, 24 hours until tomorrow at the same time, you remain in that state. Your mind did not complain of the problem that you are facing. Because without recognizing the problem by the mind that you are facing, then this mind bombards you with all the limitedness.
I had a thought about staying in the present moment,
Yeah,
but it wasn't something I could do. And it seemed very difficult, almost impossible. So I had to realize that I had to stop trying and
in
just
what
observe each moment as it passed and try to not to remember it.
invoke that I which who did the practice successfully, if you say it is a practice today, and reject that I who says I cannot do
Uh, thank you.
it. How are you, Vaibhav?
So it was deep, quiet, peaceful.
Be quite peaceful, beautiful. Anesthesia, how are you?
Thank you very much. I'm fine. It was very deep, and it was feeling of sinking in the darkness, and my head was surprisingly heavy and moved time to time.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful experience. So, last one, Ashok, how are you?
Namaste.
Namaste, sir.
I am good and very calm and very peaceful, happy, very
You
nice.
see, I told you so many times, if you live with me, then you will always be calm.
That's right.
So that is all for today. We'll meet again on Monday. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Jai
you.
Namaste.
Gurudev.